Hey, it's your girl KV back with another review for Real Housewives of Potomac, y'all. We are at, what's this, season 10? We are at season 10, episode 2, meant to be shady, but obviously we're going to dive into the trending topic that's been taking over the past few days. Don't know where this accent came from. It's just, I am so flabbergasted. I am beyond belief. Okay, I cannot ascertain what was going through Wendy and Edward or Sappho's minds when they decided to commit motherfucking insurance fraud. Y'all. So, Friday, just like everybody else. And I love how Wendy and Eddie are so educated, so esteemed, that I ain't gonna say everybody, most people's first reaction to seeing a headline that says Wendy and Eddie Osefo arrested, me myself, I said, child, these people gonna put anything in a headline and get you to click. I didn't believe it. I just scrolled right past it. Saw it on Twitter, scrolled right past it. And as I scrolled, I saw a mugshot. I said, now wait, in my Beyonce voice, right? If you know, you know. Now wait. Put your hand in his face and say, are y'all crazy? Is you cool? I was so taken aback, y'all. I saw the pictures. I said, this is AI. Because why does Wendy look like this? And then I was like, let me find another site. Let me find another site, y'all. Let me just find another site. Mind you, I'm at work. I'm at work and I'm just like, hold on. Let me just go to Google. You know what? Let me get off Twitter. Let me just go to Google. Go to my work computer. Wendy Osefo. God damn it. This is a real mugshot. These are real mugshots. I couldn't even do any more work in that moment, y'all. I had to. And then as I'm seeing this, no. This is what it was. I saw it for the first time, didn't pay it no attention. I get an alert on my phone. Do y'all subscribe to the Brooke Ashley? I like her channel. Her videos be a bit long sometimes. Like, she good for a 2-hour video, but I like her channel. She's informative and she's within the know, as in she gets invited to those premiere parties. She goes and rub elbows with the girls. Like, they're familiar. They know who she is. Even though, you know, if y'all watch her channel, y'all know the Wendy situation that she had going on right before this news hit. But I get a Brooke Ashley alert that says, you know, Wendy Osefo arrested. And I said, wait, if Brooke is reporting it, it's real. Like, she don't be posting no mess. Brooke don't do mess. So I was like, okay. I clicked on it. I just clicked on it. I don't know how long the video was going. I clicked on it. I'm watching, and baby, she is just as flabbergasted as I am. Everybody's flabbergasted, y'all. So I can't, this light, what, did he move my light? What's happening? Okay, it's a little too tight for one. How's that? I think that works. So I'm watching her channel. I'm like, what's going on? I'm scrolling Twitter while I'm watching, and you know, everybody's giving the full breakdown of what happened. Wendy got 4 degrees and 7 felonies, okay? She has a total of 16 charges. Remember when she, and you know, I'm sure y'all done seen plenty of videos about it, but you know, just for my due diligence, I'm gonna run past this real quick. Her and her husband had reported that their home had been robbed last year while they was on vacation in Jamaica, right? I remember seeing that headline and I remember thinking to myself, oh no, that is so terrible. But at the same time, this could be good for Wendy. This could be, because y'all know, I just was saying in the last review that Wendy is pretty privileged from me. How I know she could be a mean girl, but so are the other girls. So the fact that people like to be so mean to Wendy about the same thing Giselle does, it is beyond me. They are literally one and the same when it comes to being pretentious, looking down at people, being a mean girl. They are AKAs. That is a personality trait for them. They fit the stereotypical AKA. So it bothers me when people get mad at Wendy for stuff that Giselle does as well. So that's why I've never had like a stark stand like, oh, I hate Wendy. Oh, she burns my beans. It ain't that deep. She's annoying and she has some moments, but overall, seems like a cool character. This had me blown. But when I saw that their house had been robbed, I said, well, this could be good for Wendy because it can earn her some sympathy. It can make the girls soften up to her. It can make the viewers soften up to her and just kind of really hear her out. It can be her little redemption arc of like people being like, okay, well, Wendy going through a lot. We ain't gonna throw on so much more onto her, right? That was my thought process. So when the season came and they didn't discuss the robbery at all, not even saying like, oh yeah, we dealt with a robbery and they showed us the little headline and that be it, not even that. So I was filled with confusion about that because I'm like, girl, this is the moment to get everybody on your side, girl. You need to, girl. So yeah. But y'all, we see now that the robbery was a hoax. It was a lie. It was all a lie. She lied, you guys. She lied. It was all a lie. The reports say that when the cops came out to investigate the robbery and see what's been going on, there was no evidence of nobody using a ladder, stepping on a table, a chair, a monkey, a giraffe, nothing to get into that second floor story window that they claim somebody came through. They even went as far as being like, it wasn't no debris from the roof to the toilet. So like, they were already suspicious off rip. Mind you, y'all. Here is the part that gets me. They have an ADT alarm system and they have cameras on the house. When they were checked, they showed nothing. Nothing. ADT alarm did not go off, signaling anybody entering that house that wasn't supposed to. And their cameras and the neighbors' cameras showed absolutely nothing. That's the part that got me. It's like, babe, 4 degrees. 4 degrees. We didn't think about this. We didn't think about this at all. Baby, at the very least, and not to say that I would ever do anything like this because I'm way too scary for jail, okay? Way too scary for jail. At the very least, had it to where, my assistant had to go to the house to go pick up some stuff because I needed some confirmation about when some appointments were. So my assistant had to come in the house. So I deactivated the alarm. At the very flipping least, I deactivated the alarm because such and such came in. They must forgot to lock the door. They must forgot to set the alarm. Not even that, babe. I'm like, an ADT don't play. ADT, if your alarm sounds off for more than like 3 or 5 seconds, Like, whatever is the adequate time to get to the box and boop, boop, boop. I think it's like 5 seconds. If your alarm goes off on your house for more than 5 seconds, ADT is calling the primary number and the secondary number. Hey, your alarm going off at the house. Is that you? Do you know what's happening? Okay, your husband there. Hey, the alarm going off the house. Is that you? Okay, baby, we send the cops. They'll be there in 3 minutes. Because they was already en route. They en route when the thing hit, it gives. When that alarm, oh, okay, we'll tell them to turn around. We'll tell them, we'll call it off. Baby, they be en route. ADT don't play no games. It's been a couple of times where me, as a child, set that alarm off. It went a little too long. I guess my mama was in a meeting and she didn't catch that phone call, and the cops be outside like the alarm went off. And they'll come in the house and be like, all right, we need to see you set the alarm, reactivate and deactivate the alarm for us to know that you're supposed to be here. And I would have to be at that box, boop, 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 hit, boop, 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 off. See, I live here. I know the code. ADT don't play. So the fact that they trying to play with ADT, like ADT don't cover every single dot, T, I, corner, everything. I was beyond it. And then for her to be wearing the jewelry that she claimed was stolen, and then for some of the things on the list to be freaking things that they returned in 2018. For one, what are you still doing with the receipt from 2018 if you returned the item? Only time you should have a receipt from 2018 is if you still have that item and it's like an expensive item to where it's a warranty or something. But even then, I'm just flabbergasted that you would turn in stuff that you returned as if they systems wasn't keeping up with that. And then the fact that Eddie sent that email talking about, hey, send some more stuff so we can max out the policy. You don't think that looks fishy, that you're maxing out the policy to get exactly as much as you can get? And then they reported to 3 different insurance companies: the homeowner's insurance, jeweler's insurance, and traveler's insurance. The same freaking items, y'all. I was so flabbergasted. I just could not believe what I was hearing, because it's like, baby, if nothing else, you don't need to report all the items to all the insurance company. I know that, and I'm not even nowhere near living a life of crime. Okay, I said, excuse me. So yeah, y'all, Wendy and Eddie, unless they got like, unless they got Robert Kardashian Sr., ain't that the one who got OJ House? They need Robert Kardashian Sr., okay, in there to get them out of this. We also saw that Wendy was on Wife Swap. They're doing a Bravo Celebrity Wife Swap. Wendy was supposed to be the premiere episode. Snatch. Snatch. That is no longer happening. And I was excited to see that. I love Wife Swap. They used to be my show, y'all. It used to be my show. So that got snatched. And then I know she had quit on the show, her teaching job at Johns Hopkins, but she was a professor at Wellesley. I can't pronounce it, but she was fired from there. And I feel like with that, they were giving her like a whole little department. Like they gave her a lot of control. It might not have been a whole department, but she's crafted her class from like her. It ain't like she took over nobody else's class. She was doing a class on reality TV, and they was giving her a lot of free reign over there. Baby, they fired her. Fired her, honey. I was just like, oh my God. Ashley and her little non-singing self making jokes. She had a show either that night or the next night or something after the arrest. Oh, we do melodies, not felonies. Melodies, not Zen wins going to the pen. And everybody, they always play a little clip from a Proud Family. Not so fast, forehead. So Ashley is so annoying because it's like, girl, As much mess as Michael is in, getting sued for sexual assault from people on the production team, and we saw it. We saw him sexually assaulting people, and he could have very well went to jail for that. So for you to be just so joyful, so glee about this, it was just like, not so fast, dear. It could easily be you in a similar situation because Michael will take you down with him, okay? And then at some point, Katie gets online and says something about Ashley. I guess Ashley taking glee in this moment, and she was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, girl! You was on TV talking about my magical box, and you ate my box." And da da da. I was like, "What is happening?" I want to go home. I want to go home, but I believe it. Ashley gives me, yeah, she did it. She did it. Ashley and Katie, they was like this. I feel like Candace and Ashley was like this too, because remember how they always have this night when they made up, and it was so fun and it was so wild, but it's something that they'll never talk about. They was doing the things. But let's get on into the episode, y'all. She probably up there lapping up Giselle puss too. They some freaky. Anywho, we're gonna drink a little for Zen win, y'all. I am just still truly flabbergasted. I can't say that enough. Because although, yes, you can always have more money, I'm sure y'all made good money. Like, y'all had to at least be bringing in $300,000 a year. At least. Yeah, y'all probably had student loans and stuff like that y'all was paying on, and the house that y'all in, and the 3 kids. So that $300K probably didn't feel like $300K. But once you got on this show, I feel like between the professor job, Eddie lawyering, and the show, they had to be bringing in $1 million a year. Right? Maybe not her rookie season, but once she got on in there, you had to be bringing in $1 million a year from everything that you're doing. You got CNN speaking gigs, you get booked for speaking gigs. So you clearing $1 million a year, and you can't even manage that? You still trying to live above your means? For what? These ladies don't be dressing. I can see if she was in Atlanta, you know, them girls be dressing. You probably got to put a little something, you got to put this shit on to go play with them. But not here in Potomac. You ain't got to put that on play over here in Potomac, baby. You can put anything on to go play with. Baby, I could go play in Potomac. Like, so it was just like, you did all of this for people that, and then they pulling, you know how the internet is, baby. They forget nothing. So they're pulling all these clips. One clip I saw was where NECA was like, when Wendy had the Mugler bodysuit, that every daggone body. Oh my gosh. The Mugler with the panels, with the sheer panels. And NECA was like, I hope she didn't return it already. That was cute. I said, whoa, not NECA got a real one in. People was bringing up clips of her talking about the robbery on people's interviews, and she said that that neighborhood had never had a robbery since its inception, like 20-some years ago, and that the police said that they may have been targeted. I said, Wendy, why would you volunteer that type of information? Did you know that that neighborhood had never been robbed before y'all said, let's plan a robbery? Hey, let's plan a robbery. Let's plan a robbery. Let's plan a robbery. Did you know that? Because that adds to the fact that, hey, I wonder if these people are telling the truth. Because this neighborhood has never. It's gated. It's heavily surveilled. There are police officers that are sprinkled all through here. This is just me guessing. So let's just get to the episode. It's 20 minutes. Jesus Louises, as my Melina says, Jesus Louises. So we pick up at where we left off at the party. Ashley is still pestering Stacy, yelling, doing the absolute most about whether she's divorced or not. Stacy's bestie, AJ. Girl, Angel was skinty. Not to say that she like a big girl now, but like in some of these flashback pictures of her and her husband, I'm like, okay, them kids, they weight on you. Kids to put some weight on you, boy. You see my face? Kids supposed to wait on you. So pestering. The bestie AJ comes over like, she's divorced, but like, what is it to you? What does it matter? So you just want her to be honest? Like, what is happening? I appreciate that he kind of stepped in, because Ashley be doing the most. For somebody who don't ever really have much going on right now. And not to say that Ashley has to have something going on every season, because Ashley went through a lot on this show and she shows it all. She shows it all. So she's one where I don't necessarily mind her skating by with not much to talk about, but you're not finna be badgering other folks about a divorce when your divorce lingered and carried on for as long as it did. You're not about to be badgering nobody about no relationships and all that. Like, girl, calm down. Calm down. Kay is over there still whining about Wendy. Did her wrong. And she didn't speak to her and blah, blah, this. And it was truly exhausting. And this is not me taking up for Wendy, because everybody's like, see, Wendy's so dismissive. Look at how Wendy just started looking for Stacey, started talking about Stacey in the middle of Kiana trying to talk to her. Because, baby, how long have we been talking about this? It was a conversation when she made Giselle get up so she can talk about it. So now it's a whole nother conversation. Like, is this the same conversation still going on? So Ashley and Stacey done arguing, and it left room for everybody to drift over here, and you still going? Baby, I would have started ignoring you too, because you're doing too much. It's not even a back and forth for you to continue arguing. You just sitting there barking at her while she's just sitting there like rolling her eyes, and then you're just like, see how Wendy's dismissive? She's so dismissive. She's gaslighting me and da-da-da-da. Wendy said, where's Stacey going? Y'all, where's Stacey going? And I probably would have did the same, because you're still not done, babe? You're still not done? And then, essentially, when Wendy's like, where's Stacey? Stacey's leaving. Where's Stacey going? Kiana's like, yeah, Stacey, you come here too. I got beef for you too. I got something for you too. And she gets to going with Stacey. And Stacey's just like, girl, you're always trying to pick a fight with me every time you see me. And Kiana's like, oh, I'm not fighting that. Oh, I know how to fight. I know how to fight. Stacey said, yes, I know you can fight. I know you can fight. We all seen it. And Kay was going. Kay was going. The only thing that went against Kay in the fight was A, numbers, and B, weapons. Straight up one-on-one, Kay would have had Deborah, and it would have been nothing more to it. But Deborah got her forehead, got her scratched up real bad. And then one of the friends came and grabbed Kay and threw her on the ground and stuff. But Kay was swinging, baby. Kay was swinging. But, so, whatever. Oh, let's park here for a second. I am so very annoyed at the selective outrage that people are displaying about, oh my gosh, why is everybody piling on Stacey? This is bullying. They're talking about her breath stink. That follows you forever. People don't want to be your friend. People won't book you for gigs. You won't go to heaven if Jesus thinks your breath stinks. Are y'all cool? Are y'all cool? Because do we have all of this capery when Giselle gets all the girls to say that somebody's husband cheating on them? Or when they get to say that your baby might not be your husband's? Where are the capes when people, what is that? Was that like a piece of cotton? There's some cotton just floating around. There have been way worse rumors and allegations on this show where people have piled on and people have egged it on. Things that can be actually damaging, things that can split up marriages, breaking up families. But y'all are crying over somebody saying that they breath stink? Y'all, it be blowing my mind because the fans are really, why did they do this to Stacey? This can follow her forever. This can ruin her reputation. They are piling on and saying that her breath stinks. How is she gonna get into heaven now? How is she gonna buy a new car? Her breath stinks and everybody knows it. All right. They have planned whole dinners to take down people's families. Let's not forget, Happy Eddie started because Deborah claimed that he was over there trying to feel on her booty. And people ganged up and said, yeah, he was smiling at my friend too. Well, yeah, I heard he a little flirty. I heard that's why she got her body done, because she was trying to keep her husband's wandering eye back at home. All of that, but we crying about somebody getting told they breath stank. Y'all are a piece of work. Karen and Blue Eyes. Oh, she's screwing the driver. She's screwing the driver. Oh, yeah, Karen was getting banged out in the bathroom. I heard she was a little freaky freak too. When she get drunk, she be, girl, Karen be out here. Poor Ray, because she's smashing Blue Eyes. Girl, you see how Monique baby don't look like Chris? That look like the trainer. That's what I said. Y'all said it too. I want y'all to calm down. Stank breath is not the end of the world. We see this in between scene with Ashley going to the White House for the correspondence dinner. You know, it's not about a bipartisan issue. I'm just celebrating the White House. And this is why she will forever be an op. Sometimes I don't mind Ashley, but I hardly ever like her. She's just an op. It just oozes from her. And somebody was talking about, I think her dad died recently. She was doing some videos about that. And somebody was like, I be forgetting that the reason she's so crazy, mean, and vindictive is because her dad abandoned her family and she is anti-black and she wish she could just be around that white daddy and his white family. So she whitewashed her little babies as much as she could. She went and got the whitest Australian old man she could find, you know. And it's like, yeah, she's an op. She's an op. I can't believe she really let them come over there and film her going to the White House to go see Trump. Is this the only time you've been invited to the White House that you just have to jump on the opportunity because it's never happened and you don't think it's going to ever happen again? It disturbed me. It disturbed me. Let me drink. We see her little sister, and oddly enough, they don't flash back to the scene where we actually saw the little sister on camera years ago when I think the little sister was in high school, of course, and she was taking her to buy a homecoming dress. Why didn't we see that scene? Instead, we see the scene where Ashley's talking about the sister's dad. And where she's yelling at her mama, this individual is sucking the life out of you. Because he was a bum. That's who she lived under the bridge with. And that's who kept creeping over into the house that Michael was paying for. And Michael was like, I ain't paying for no grown man to lay up on his ass all day. Either he get out or I'm not paying the bills no more. Period. And yeah. Yeah. We see Stacy go to see Wendy. And Wendy is... People be like, why they be dressed up just to be at the house? Some people be dressed up in their house like that, I guess. If the camera's around, why not? If I done had to beg borrow steal for these pieces, y'all gonna see them. Okay? Stacy's going over to Wendy, and Wendy has on a romper in honor of Stacy. She's like, look, I got on a romper for you. And she starts laughing because she's like, the amount of times that I hear Wendy say, oh, not a romper. Oh, not a romper. Stacy loved her romper. So they said even though things got heated at the reunion, Wendy apologized and they cool now. Stacy says that she likes being around the one level-headed person in the group. They go outside to chat. She's got some sparkling water open, but she asks her if she wants to drink champagne. They go to try to open up the champagne bottle, and allegedly, neither one of them know how to open the champagne. I said, Wendy, is that a $300 bottle of champagne and you just got it for show? You can't pop it right now? What's happening? Ain't no way two grown women don't. Y'all 40-something years old each. No way you've never seen somebody open a champagne bottle to where you're just that clueless. Well, this part is usually off. It's foil. You can see that it's foil. Like, they talk about TJ and about she's being sued. She says, Ashley was just yelling in my face, saying that there were these documents. And Wendy's like, what are documents? There are documents? You being sued? Stacy is still acting like she don't know what's going on. Wendy sees Stacy's hand. She's like, is that a little bling? What's going on? You engaged? I'm back with my husband. Wendy is dumbfounded. She's like, you know this looks crazy, right? They talk about, Stacy ends up bringing up the fact that, okay, girl, you know, actually, I am planning to start a cannabis line. And Stacy's like, oh, okay. So Giselle was right. No, when Giselle had said that, I had only had a couple of meetings. Nothing was set in stone. And, what is it? Wendy is like, I don't know who Giselle's people are, but apparently they was right. And we flashed this scene. I'm not sure where they were. But there's this man talking to Giselle. Talking to one of them. She's like, oh, you the one that told Stacy, why would I want to work with you? And he was like, basically, who are you? Why would I want to work with you? Okay. Yeah. Then Giselle goes to see, Big Sister Jizzy is going to see everybody, baby. She has to go and get the girls in line, okay? I was cracking up. I said, Giselle on tour, huh? She in every daggone scene at everybody's house, honey. Giselle goes to see Kiana. And, you know, at her new townhouse. And she's like, oh, so does Greg live here? Yeah, Greg lives here. What is the point, my girl? What is the point? So they're talking, and she has a chef. Her chef is there whipping up a salad. I was like, you got a chef to make a salad, babe? Maybe he was over there meal prepping for the week, and he was just like, okay, what y'all want for y'all lunch? Because I'm like, you called a chef over to make a salad? I'm sorry. These just the random things I be paying attention to, okay? I be all over the place. So she's telling her how she has a little beefy beef with Angel, her friend of 20 years. They have to remind us every time. her friend of 20 years, okay? Kiana had an event a couple of days prior, Botox and caviar, and she was telling the girls about how she beefing with Wendy. Me and Wendy were talking about the NAACP awards, and I asked her if she was gonna be there, and she was saying, she don't know her child was sick, and then she was there at the awards, and then the first thing she says to me is, "Oh, did you do your makeup yourself?" Now that feels like shade. Wendy is very shady. Wendy is very, what's that word? She's AKA, y'all. Y'all know how to make AKAs act. They think they above everybody. So I believe Wendy was being shady with that part. But Angel interjects and says, "But wait, did you ask how the kids was doing? Did you ask if her kids was okay?" And Tia was like, "Well, clearly the kids were okay if she was there." No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Did you ask how the kids was? And Kiana was like, "Angel, we not gonna do this. We not finna do this." And she was mad at her for interjecting. But she does acknowledge that it was on a motherhood tip. But she tells Giselle, yeah, I had to chin check her a little bit. Giselle's like, "Oh, we had to chin check. Okay." And in the confessional, Giselle is me. She says, generally, saying that you had to chin check somebody is saying you got physical with them. It's aggressive. So for her to say that, I was just like, Kiana is, oh my God, so beautiful, such a flop. Just sit there and give us looks. I wonder if she would have generically, if she would have organically, that's the word, if she would have organically made it to housewife status through friend status instead of, getting thrown a pity peach. No, I got flutes. A pity flute because of the fight. It's like maybe she would have been better, but do she feel like since she had that boring season, everybody called her boring, she just feel like she got to do too much now? That's what it feels like. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Okay, so what's next? It's just sad to see Kiana. Kiana is thinking that, oh, I'm getting cozy with Giselle. I'm with the head green-eyed bandit in charge. I'm finna be the it girl, whatever. But I'm like, Giselle can't be trusted. So for you to be speaking all freely, like, yeah, girl, I have to check her, like you just that girl, it's like, you forgot. Did you watch the seasons that you weren't on? Did you watch from the start? Okay. Then we see Giselle go over to Tia's house. She's getting more acquainted. Tia's got 4 kids and a husband. Remember, this is Nigerian goddess posh spice girly. 4 kids, husband. The kids was helping her with the spread, doing a little charcuterie. It was real cute. Then them kids off to the mall. She's like, yes, they're not gonna run. I'm not gonna get hired because I got kids. I had a driver growing up. I'm not gonna drive other people around. I have a driver now. So Giselle whispers, so the husband is the babysitter here daddy. And Tia said, yeah, but don't tell him I said that. He know. She made the way that she was like, yes, I come from royalty. I had a driver and a maid, and he came from the south side of Chicago. I said, oh. Okay. Then we saw a little scene where, who was it? Angel and her husband had to sit down. We saw some pictures of their home from Colorado. Beautiful, gorgeous house. And they talk about how they're looking for a house here, but they haven't quite found something that suits them. Okay, they don't want to have to do no more renovations, but they want some land. It's just becoming a task, so they're just renting right now. They at Philippe Chow. I said, do we see them go to fancy restaurants on there? I said, do we see them go to fancy restaurants on here? Okay. And so, yeah. Nothing really happened in that scene outside of her being like, I'm a Ricky, but I ain't no Ricky kind of girl. Okay, won't be no Hayes in me. I said, period, sis, period. Angel has a get together because it was so much arguing at the Bloom Ball. Oh, speaking of the Bloom Ball, baby, I didn't talk about that burlesque dancer. Ashley. Ashley, it's her event, so she can do whatever she want to do with her money. But everybody's there in their ball gowns, and Ashley has this lady stripping down to her tassel covered nipples, because the tatas wasn't covered, tassel covered nipples, and a G-string, rolling on the floor doing splits and popping puss. Leave it up to Ashley to have a whole burlesque stripper girl in the middle of this ball where everybody's got their nice Versace on and their nice bags, and here you come swing your penis. Shout out to Nene. Yes, y'all. I was just like, and I like some strippers. I like naked women, but it just felt so out of place. Wendy talking about some, oh my God, I think I see vagina. Oh my gosh. Girl, you done seen some vagina. You probably done let Ashley play up in yours too. I think, didn't they say that? Didn't they say they had, what do you call a female circle jerk? Didn't they have a female circle jerk once? What was that, the Miami trip? It was a picture of Wendy, Mia, Robin, and Candace, I feel like. And I think they said somebody was kissing and they was, look at my tits, girl, look at my tits, look at my tits, let me touch yours. Oh, yours is soft. Oh, yours. Okay. So back to Angel and her get together. It was so much arguing at the second Bloom that they didn't really get a chance to know the new girls. And Angel's like, so I'm gonna throw me a little event so they can get to know me, because I ain't get to talk about myself like I thought I would at that party. So much arguing. It's a little tranquility sound bowl event with a full spread of food and a bartender. I said, this is my type of carrying on, child. Giselle comes in and she's like, I don't really do peace and tranquility. I like lies and foolishness. And as funny as it was, because she's telling the truth, not you admitting that you are lies and foolishness. Why is my... I thought my phone was charging this whole time, but my husband took the brick. Yay. So yes, y'all. Let's see. Is there... Nope. So I need to hurry up because I only got 20% left. So the event, lies and foolishness. That's what Giselle wants. Giselle said, let's just jump right into the foolishness, okay? Hey, Wendy, are you and Kiara good? I know y'all was having, you know, I know y'all was causing a lot. Wendy was like, everything's good in the head. I don't know. Everything's good. Oh, okay, good. Angel, what about you? I know Kiara said y'all had a little moment. You know, she said you had to chin check you. Y'all good? I said, okay, Giselle. Stir in the pot. Somebody's got to do it though. And Kiana was talking big stuff, so I'm not even mad at Giselle. Kiana is like, we don't chin check friends. And Giselle is like, yeah, that's my point. Yeah, girl, we don't chin check friends. So tell us what's up. And Angel is in the confessional like, no, I don't think that Kiana would say something like that. I don't think she would say chin check because that's aggressive. And ain't nobody chin checking me. I'm doing a chin check. And Kiana is just backpedaling, pussy popping. I didn't say that. I didn't say that I chin checked her. I didn't say that I chin checked her. And Giselle's like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Friends don't chin check each other. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out. You did though. You said that. So then she walks over and apologizes because she's like, well, Giselle said I said it, so I guess I said it, so I apologize, girl. I ain't mean it like that. I said, baby, because Angel was like, said what? Did what? She ain't the one to play with. She told you it ain't gonna be no hazing over here. She not a rookie kind of girl. You not gonna do her like that. So when Stacy gets there, they are literally like, they showed a little scene where they're talking about the bowl of mints and they whispered about her breath. And, she's just kind of like, are you guys talking about me? The bowl of mints? And she takes it in stride. She grabs a mint and she pops it on in her mouth. Like she's just, I hope it helps type deal. So she just, whatever. At this point, I think everybody on the cast has said their girl breath stank. Because when they mentioned the mints and Stacy coming, Wendy said, oh, did it hit you at the Ashley's event? Because it slapped me in the face. At this point, I think everybody on the cast has said something about that girl breath. And y'all are just online crying about it. Like she said, her pussy stank. Like she said, I don't know, child. She ain't gonna be able to buy a house now because her breath stank. How is she gonna get into heaven with stank breath? Y'all just So they bring up the divorce. I can't even remember how they got onto Stacy's divorce. I guess it was just Ashley being Ashley. And Stacy pulls up some files like, I asked my ex-husband. At first, I didn't want to show it out of privacy, out of respect for him. But she shows the ladies, like some on her phone, some divorce documents with their names on it. Giselle is like, girl, bye. It's not notarized and I don't see no seal. She drafted that up on the internet. I ain't worried about that. Ashley is looking over it carefully like she got a degree. like she got a law degree, rather. Like she a lawyer. She only looking over like, yeah, okay, all right. Meanwhile, Kiana is clean across the room. She don't want nothing to do with it. She don't care. She don't like Stacy. She over there refreshing her plate, baby. I said, Lord Jesus. Giselle, who else at that table? Kiana, see, she over there lapping at the puss too. She could be, if Ashley is first in command, I guess Kiana working her way up to second in command, child. Okay. So Kiana, Giselle, and Ashley are at the table. They talk about how it's around Karen's birthday time and they, reminiscing because with Karen's birthday falling right at the beginning of when they're usually filming, they usually do something for her birthday. It's a dinner, it's a something or whatever. So they're doing this little brunch at Tallyho's. That's where that's Karen's spot. That's where Giselle met her last time after the accident and stuff. And her friend, Karen's friend, Cookie, shows up. I don't really remember Cookie from another scene or another episode or anything, but I could be wrong. But Cookie is there, keeping Karen's spirit alive. I can appreciate this. Cookie's on there, and she walks in, and clearly she does not like Wendy, baby, because she comes in and straight coming for Wendy, and ain't nobody said Wendy's name or nothing. Cookie, she's a bigger lady, so she got some huge tatas. So they're like, whoo, the girls are out. Hey to the three of you. And she's like, this is what Wendy was going for, but she didn't quite. Yeah. I was like, dang, okay. That's how we coming in, child. And so she's sitting there talking. They asking her about Karen, how she doing, how's Ray. We see a flashback. Was she at Ashley's party? I guess that was Ashley's party. How's Ray? Girl, he good. He golfing. I talk to him every day. He doing good. Ray is probably good. He probably just missed somebody to be there to like cook and tidy up, but you can hire help for that. But Ray ain't got Karen fussing, yelling, telling him about these girls when he don't care. He got ample time to do what he want. I'm sure he misses his wife, but I'm sure he's, feet up, living his old man life, okay? And Cookie's like, oh, hold on, Chris is texting me. They're like, Chris who? Chris who? Chris who? Oh, Chris Samuels. Chris Samuels. Monique ex? Yeah, girl, I heard Stacey was trying to talk to Chris Samuels. Oh no, he can't let that odor in his house. I said, Jesus. At this point, if everybody's talking about Stacey's breath and the way that we know Stacey is a character, the breath is a paid actor. The breath is a paid actor. That lady is probably going to eat. Have y'all been to Trader Joe's? Trader Joe's got these Irish potato chips, these garlic butter Irish potato chips, and boy are they pungent. She probably going and eating a bag of them potato chips before she has to film anything. She probably going and eating the most rankest foods that I have. The breath is a paid actor at this point. If everybody is talking about how crazy her breath is, I'm not above Stacey doing it on purpose. I'm really not. But we see 3 weeks later, this is how they're bringing Monique onto the scene. I said, child, I guess. Not that about Monique, but the way that they're bringing her back. Yeah, somebody trying to talk to her husband. We need to ask her how she feel about that. Y'all couldn't do it no slicker than that. But then again, Monique Gibbs, she ain't coming to none of their events and stuff for her to have been in the background at Ashley party and slide her way back in. You know, I'm just it could have been a little subtler, but bring on the drama. Okay, she probably gonna have to fight Katie for him, didn't Katie? When he trying to date Katie, or Katie was flirting or acting all crazy and stuff, child, I don't even know. But that is it. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know what y'all thought about it. Share the video with somebody that you know watch the show. So it's 7 o'clock, y'all. I need to eat and watch my stories before bedtime. Y'all will see me. Who knows? Stacey, yeah. I'm Nigerian too. I know you guys don't want to hear this. I'm Nigerian too. And I was just like, I'll see y'all later. I might do a book review this week. We gonna see. Oh wait, Salt Lake City gonna be back, so I'll have to do Salt Lake City too. Definitely Salt Lake City. Book will be next week then. Bye.